Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you the design studio at Hipcoloring. Now you must be wondering, what is this design studio and why is it called so? Now the design studio is nothing but a simple and efficient software which helps you design your very own coloring pages from scratch. Now you don't have to rely on any books or download any pages or buy any other material to actually color in. All you've got to do is log on, create your own beautiful designs, download them and color them as you like. So let me show you how you can really unleash your creativity with this amazing software. So this is our canvas. As you can see, I'm hovering over it. This entire checkered section is where you can actually create your composition, and you're going to be able to see it on a larger scale as well. Once we're actually getting into it, we'll tell you more about it. These are all the buttons. As you can see, they look fairly familiar. They're actually very simple, very easy to use. So once we're actually creating our design and we're getting into the composition, I'll tell you more about them. So the most important and the most useful button that you're going to come back to again and again is the choose from design section, which is actually nothing but the design directory, and it contains a database of amazing and numerous designs that you can choose from, and you can really go crazy with them. So let's go get into it. So as soon as I clicked on this choose from design section, as you can see, it opens up this little pop-up which you can place anywhere on the screen. I think I'm going to place it right here for my convenience so that it doesn't interfere with my actual canvas area. So this section has many various categories within it. So if I click on the design element part of it, I'm going to be able to see borders, fonts, icons, mandala elements, and all of these really beautiful things which are of course going to be useful for anybody designing stuff. And we even have a section called invitations and occasions, which is for birthdays, festivities, Christmas, all of that. You can create your own cards, send them to your loved ones. We have sections called man-made and natural as well. So now, for example's sake, let me go into the natural section and let's see what we can like here. So we've got plants, animals, geostructures. I think I'm tilting towards animals, so let me get into animals and see what we have. We have, again, many categories even within categories. So as you can see, we have amphibians, arthropods, birds, and fish, and mammals, and pets, and reptiles. I think I'm going to go for fish today. Let's see what kind of underwater landscape can we create. Oh wow, as you can see, as soon as I hover over these fish, I can actually see the beautiful thumbnail and an enlarged version of it, which helps me see all the animals and elements in much greater detail. As you can see, it's a beautiful collection of fish here. There's a little scroller right here as well. Very easy navigation. I can, zoom in and see all the fishes that I like. There's some gorgeous jellyfish. Wow, this one is really beautiful. I think I'm going to use quite a few of these in my composition. There's even shells and seahorses and really beautiful elements that's going to create an entire atmosphere of the underwater. So I'm going to do exactly that, get right into it. And I think I saw a whale here, didn't I? Oh yes, I think this whale looks beautiful. I think I'm going to definitely put this on my canvas, and then let me show you what we can do with it. So as you saw, I clicked on it and it came exactly in the middle of my canvas here. If I scroll down and get this in the middle, let me show you all the features and the buttons that help me tweak this little element here right on top of the canvas. So of course, from this little button here, I can increase or decrease the size, which is super useful. There's also a delete button here in case you got an extra element or you just change your mind, decide not to use it. There's another really useful button here called the copying button, which actually creates an exact mirror image of the object that's in hand. And we also have a rotating button here, which is again a useful thing which helps you tilt it at an angle to what you want with it. I think I'm going to rotate this fish, and both these fish can come in a beautiful formation here. As you can see, these fish are the first elements that I'm arranging, and of course there's going to be much more to come, and I'm going to tell you more about the other buttons as well. And as you can see, there are also buttons here at the bottom. There's a transform button here which lets you accurately change size as well by using numbers and figures. There's also something called an align left and an align center button. If I click this, it aligns it to the left. It's gone a bit out of frame. It also aligns it to the right, aligns things to the center, and yeah, I'm going to be able to place it right here where I like it. I think most of your buttons should be covered with this, and you can also reset it. If I reset it, it'll go back into the position exactly when I got it onto the canvas. So if I reset it, it goes back to this position. So I'm going to rotate it a little bit and create something like a Piscean sign, and I think that's going to look really great on my composition. So we've got this beautiful two whales here. Now let's see what else we'd like to put in our composition. I definitely would like to put some starfish, so that's something I'm going to get. So now I'm just going to collect a bunch of elements and show you what we can do with them. There's also a beautiful shell here. I think I'm going to get that shell. There we go. So we have the shell here, which I'm going to place here in the right corner of my composition, make it slightly smaller. The starfish, of course, definitely needs to be smaller. I'm going to keep that here as well. These two are going to come right here. In fact, I can create a small little copy of the starfish and make it a little baby one in the corner as well. I think all of them together are going to look super cute, and yeah, it's going to be a nice little corner element. And of course, I'm going to add some more fish here for sure. Wow, I really love this jellyfish. This is something I'm definitely going to use. It's going to be amazing fun to color this. Just look at the detail on that. It's so beautiful. I think I'm going to keep it right here. Maybe rotate it just a tiny bit. I'm going to keep it right here so that it looks like it's an upward motion. And the center of my composition is going to be another beautiful fish. I think this one definitely is catching my eye. It's so pretty. I'm definitely going to get this here, and I'm going to keep it in the middle. But I really think I should rotate it. So how about we transform it using these buttons? I want to flip it. So I think if I flip it vertically, it should do the job. Oh no, it hasn't. I think it's going to be, yeah, exactly. I needed to flip it horizontally, and that's exactly what I've done. Just going to increase the size a little bit, keep it in the center of the composition, and as you can see, I think it's looking great. You can bring it down a little bit. That's about it. Yeah, I think it looks great. So these are actually the upper elements of my composition, and now I'm going to get into it and create an entire bed of rocks with the geostructures that I saw right there. So let me get out of the fish section and out of the animal section. I think I'm going to go into geostructures. So geostructures has a lot of other very interesting elements for you to create compositions with. As you can see, you can stars, and there's clouds, and there's oceans, and many other things. So these rocks here are looking exceptionally interesting, and I think are going to be super useful. Oh wow, there's an entire bed of rocks here. I think I'm going to get this bed of rocks, and then let's see what we can do with it. Okay, as you can see, it's a fairly large bed of rocks, which is going to create a lovely base for my composition. Wow, I think that looks great. Alright then. I think these little elements of the stars and the shells can come up a little bit. What do you think? I don't want them interfering with my rocks at the bottom. Exactly how I wanted them. Even the fish can go up a little bit. And we have a bunch of more rocks here, in fact. Let me go to those twiggly little rocks here. Exactly, right here. So I'm going to get this one rock over here, and I'm going to place it in the bottom, and we increase the size a little bit. You can just increase the size slightly, and so that this jagged edge of the rock bed is not visible. I think that's going to be really useful. And now I want to use another rock. I think this one is going to do the trick. I'm going to increase its size a little bit and keep it right in the corner, just almost out of frame, so that it has a different effect. But I think this rock should actually be behind this one. Now I'm going to show you one other really important element, which is going to be super handy for you. The other important button here is the Manage Layers button. So as soon as I open it, I can actually see that all the elements that I've put on my composition have actually come in layers. So the recent ones that I have got is the last rock that I got is the bottommost in the layer, so I can actually shift them up and down. So as you can see, if I shift this rock at the back, it's gonna actually cover the one in the front. So as you can see the change that's happening here, that's exactly what I needed. Yes, so I'm going to put this right here so that we have this rock right in front. I think that looks great. We can even lock some of the layers which you don't want to mess around with, and you don't want them shaking, or you don't want to accidentally push them away. You can even lock them from this locking button right here. So I think I'm going to lock this bed of rocks because this is going to be useful for me when I put my underwater plants. So yeah, I've locked this layer right here, and whenever you want, you can shut this layer panel, and whenever you want, you can open it up, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and choose some underwater plants as well. So now I'll come back to the design panel. So when I click on the design panel, it comes and opens up exactly where I left it. The position on the screen and the tab that you're on opens up automatically. I think I'm going to go get into plants now and look for some underwater plants. There we go. We have some beautifully designed underwater plants here. I think I'm definitely going to be tempted to use more than one of them. This one looks exceptionally gorgeous. I think this definitely should be used here. Another beautiful one that we have here. Let's pull this down a little since we're working at the lower end of our composition now. I think this one, along with that, I think we've got a few other ones which are definitely beautiful, like this one for instance. Okay, this is the longer one that I was looking for. Exactly what we needed. We've got, I'm just placing them roughly here, and once I change the layers, you'll know exactly what I wanted to do with them. And just another one in the corner somewhere. I believe this one is gonna be the one that does the trick. Slightly longer one, really beautiful, really different, and it's gonna create a beautiful effect. Alright then, so let me close my design box. I can go back. I think I'm gonna be able to keep this one right here in the corner, and this one somewhere here, and this one should just go in the middle here. But as you can see, all of them are overlapping, and that's not what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is open up the layer panel, and I'm going to keep all of these behind the other ones so that they have a beautiful overlapping effect. So this shrub can go at the back, and I'm going to have to keep them above my bed of rocks. So what I'm going to do now, let's bring this down below a little bit. We have a bed of rocks here, and I'm going to have to keep my shrubs behind the bed of rocks. And it goes up another, and I'm going to keep this shrub here as well. There you go. As you can see, this one has gone at the back. Now just one more remaining. This last shrub here needs to go behind as well. Let this go here, exactly what I needed. As you can see, this has gone behind and is no longer disturbing my rocks. Exactly what I needed. So I can still move the position, tweak it as I like. I can still, get it out more or push it back down, whatever I would like. I think this looks good to me. I don't want to move it around too much. And of course, as you know, I can always lock the layers that I'm sure about. I think all of these layers are definitely worth locking since I'm 100% sure about them. So as you can see, the below part of the composition is also ready. I have this beautiful bed of rocks and shrubs, and we have the fish on top. Now, just one last element I think is going to be super useful and it's going to really take it up a notch is something that I saw right here in the geostructures, which looked like a bubble to me. I think I'm definitely going to use that bubble, and it's going to create a beautiful atmosphere. Look at that beautiful bubble. I think we're going to get it right in the center, exactly what I need. And I'm going to change the size of these bubbles so that they look like they're actually coming from the fish's mouth. So see, this is the part that you can really go crazy and creative with. I'm going to create a copy of it, make a smaller one, so that it actually looks like it's coming from the mouth of the fish. And this one's going to be the smallest. It's going to be another one. It's going to increase the size of it. Not that much. Just like a beautiful ascending order size going on there. I think this is really going to pick it up and make my composition complete and beautiful. There we go. We have a beautiful ascending order of bubbles here. The last bubble can go out of frame. Looks gorgeous that way. Can even change the direction a little bit. I think this definitely adds to the composition and makes it look amazingly lifelike. So now let me tell you a little bit about the final buttons around this. So now that we are done with the composition, I think it looks great. I can close the design panel here, and let me tell you a little bit about the other buttons here. We also have a lovely text button here. If I actually enter some text, you can enter any kind of text that you like. I think I'm going to write I love fish here, and once I add that text, let's see what it does. I think it looks really lovely. See, we've got this text here and we've got all these character panels here as well, and we can change the fonts from here. We have a bunch of really nice fonts that we can choose from. This one is nice. Oh, I love this one. I think I'm going to definitely go for this one. There's also the option of this and this, but this one I like the most. So I'm going to keep this right here, keep it slightly small, keep it towards the center of the composition so that it really looks like it's my fish love poster. Exactly what I needed. Of course, there's all the other tools here that you can play around with as well. And we have the download button here. We have the print button here, and we have the preview button here. So let me show you what the preview button does now that my composition is complete. I can click on the preview button, and then it enlarges my composition, blows it up, and shows me exactly what it's about. Just look at that stunning beauty. Such beautiful designs. It's so hard not to get creative with this, guys. You have to try it out for yourselves. I can just press this cross button here, come back to my design, close the text box here, and we know exactly what we've done here. We can even zoom in using these buttons. We can also reset it by clicking this simple button here in case you made a mistake. You've got some elements that you don't want to use anymore. You want a blank canvas. This is the button that you've got to press. You can download it by clicking this simple button here. So let's go ahead and do that. Once I click on the download button, it gives me three options of JPEG, PNG, or PDF. So depending on what kind of printer I've got. So I think I'm going to go for the PDF one. It always prints better in that. So let me show you the composition and see what it's all about. Look at that. We've got a beautifully downloaded image and it just looks great. I'm sure I'm going to have a blast coloring this. I can't wait to get into it. So as you can see, guys, this is your amazing design studio software at Hipcoloring. Just by clicking this reset button, I can completely erase all of this and keep it free. It's asking me if I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. So as you can see, it's now a clean, beautiful canvas which you can get creative with. And definitely you should give this a try. You should become a member and really get creative, get your hands dirty with this amazing software. You're not going to regret it, guys. Be sure to express yourself, as it says here. Thank you for watching and keep coming back to Hipcoloring.